Oh, what happened in this game? Chiefs versus Blues, round A, Super Rugby. Chiefs was at home, and Blues, having Bowden Barrett back in the team, man, looking so good. And so this was one of those games where you're looking at it like, nah, that can't happen. It's one of those, like, 1 in a million things, like, just all went wrong for the Chiefs, having everything going for them, and then nothing actually turned out the way that you wanted to turn out. It's just, I don't know, you could call it choking. This could be like the biggest choke I've ever seen from New Zealand, from a New Zealand rugby team, right? Like, the Chiefs should have been like 4 tries on the board, and they just failed again and again and again and again to get that try, to get any points on the board for this game. This was, I don't know, this was like, I don't even know, it's like, you would think that it's impossible, but it happened. It actually happened. The Chiefs could not score a single point against the Blues, despite the Blues was down to 13 players at one point due to yellow cards, 2 yellow cards, pretty much back to back, and Chiefs was not able to score a single point. I could not believe this, okay? All credit to the Blues. Bowden Barrett, he looked so good this game. He looked a lot better than last time he came out against, I think it was against Moana Pacifica. Yeah, he looked much better, much more smoother around the field. He clearly looked like he's been training with his team. He knows what he needs to do. Unlike the previous game, it looked like Bowden was trying to play around his team. This game, he's taken the team by the reins, really led the Blues, guided the team into a perfect 25 points and 0 finish. This was simple, like, beautiful play by Bowden. His kicking game was excellent. Crossfield kick, excellent. Ball handling, really good. And just the leadership he showed when his team was down to 13 players, still managed the game, kept the game under control, did exactly what needs to be done to keep the Blues out of the danger, and it was just really, he was playing halfback at one point, okay? It was crazy. Now, let's talk about the Chiefs, okay? Let's talk about all the tries that the Chiefs, like, I'm sure if there's a parallel universe, the Chiefs should have won this game 28 points to 25, right? There's at least 4 tries. How many tries have I got noted here? 4 or 5. There's like at least 5 tries that they could have scored, and it was denied because of just the tiniest improbable fractions, and they were not able to score. Like, if this happens once or twice a game, sure. 5 times this game, the Chiefs would just, like, literally scored, and then tiny little errors, no tries, okay? So first one, the Chiefs happened. So basically, the Blues kind of came off with a nice little start, scoring a try right at the beginning. 2 penalties, gets himself 13 points ahead of the Chiefs, and the Chiefs, you know, looking like the building's on pressure. Oh yeah, so first up, Chiefs was really unlucky. 7 minutes into the game, Anton Lennon-Brown looked like he dislocated his shoulder. That looks really bad, because Anton Lennon-Brown was doing really well for the Chiefs in the last few games, and he's also looking like, yeah, it's really going to hurt the All Blacks as well. He's probably the best outside centre for the All Blacks at the moment. So, Chiefs also started off with a yellow card, and the Blues were able to capitalize with the try basically immediately. And then the Chiefs, okay, just before the end of the first half, was building pressure, trying to claw back that 13-point deficit. And the repeated pressure resulted in the Blues giving away penalties after penalties. A yellow card was issued on the 35th minute for Luke Romano playing the ball on the ground. Just silly stuff on the ground, laying on the ground, slaps the ball out of the ruck. Yellow card. So Chiefs had about 10 minutes to work with one play in the bin, right? So 37th minute, the Chiefs literally had a scrum dominance, right? So they were pounding the Blues try line. They got repeated penalties were given to them. They opted for a scrum because the Blues had a person in the bin. And this scrum was just powering for the Chiefs. Like a penalty was imminent, right? Imminently coming for the Chiefs. The Chiefs number 8, Peter Gasoakula, picks up the ball, runs. He saw the line. He got a bit feverish. He goes for the line before the referee's given the penalty. And he crashed himself over, gets held up. Like, surely he could have waited just a little bit longer for this penalty to be given before he picked up the ball and ran for the try, especially when the scrum's going forward. Or he could have just got a penalty try here. This literally could have been a penalty try if he just kept the ball in the scrum. But instead, he took the ball out, got a bit, feverish on the line, 13 points down. He saw the try line, charges in, gets held up. First opportunity stifled. Just before halftime, the Chiefs kept on the pressure, right? On the 38th minute, the Blues were still giving away penalties. Second yellow card was given against the Blues number 9. Out in the bin. So the Chiefs had to play against 13 players with the Blues team with no halfback. Bowden Barrett was like temporarily in the halfback position, right? This is how dire things look for the Blues. Like, just surely the Chiefs are going to score. They've been pounding the Blues try line. They just missed the try with this held up. Surely, now the Blues down to 13. You got to go over. You got to go over. So, basically, again, there was the Chiefs was given a penalty, line out, like 5 meters out, line out, right? The line out comes in, a really nice play, kind of like the halfback gets the ball, fake the ball out to the open, throws the ball to the blind side, instead goes to the hooker. Tokiaho gets the ball in the train tracks, he charges in, bumps himself through the last tackler, through the sweeping tackler, puts the ball down, look like he scored a try. On the dot of the halftime clock. They had the look. The sweeping tackler, who was it that did it? Takiaho goes into the corner. Tuanga Fasi, the sweeping tackler, knocks the ball out of his hand just before the ball touched the ground. So second try denied. Whilst the Blues only had 13 players at half, and that's half time. They had an opportunity. Like, again, you could not believe how close that was. Like, if that was just 1 inch closer, he would have grounded the ball before the ball came loose. It was just so close, but the ball just popped loose before he touched the ground. So it just matter of inches, not able to score there. So second half starts. Obviously, the Chiefs are trying to capitalize the 2-player advantage, and finally the Chiefs. So you can see one of the yellow cards are going to run out. Just as the first yellow card ran out, the Chiefs made this nice little break in the midfield, and they just basically opened up the Blues defense. I can't even remember who it was. I think it was the inside center. But anyway, one of the Chiefs. I didn't write down the name because they didn't score. Okay, so one of the Chiefs, when I run through, he scored on the. I think he looked like he scored on the basically under the post. And then the referee says long field decision, try and have a look. There looked like there was an obstruction, just elementary stuff error, right? Sam Ken was the dummy runner. He runs into 2 defenders, which should have been fine, but the ball carrier runs into Sam Kane. Obstruction. Normally if the dummy runner runs into a defender, it's not an issue as long as your ball carrier just runs away, right? The ball carrier runs into Sam Kane as Sam Kane's running into 2 players, right? So this was just elementary school errors. No, this beautiful try that happened, no try. Despite having 13, no try for the Chiefs. So that's the third try the Chiefs missed out. On the 55 minute, the Chiefs look visibly frustrated. The coaches empty the bench. Everybody's off on the field, giving themselves the last chance to try to close out, catch up trying to get themselves back in the game. Before they empty the bench, the Blues scores their second try. Again, the second try the Blues scored was on the back of the Blues mistake. So the Blues were literally making mistakes left and right. They're getting the ball and they're kicking the ball out on the full outside of the 22. So they're just literally throwing away opportunities to the Blues themselves. And the Chiefs were just looking like they're looking like they're like in the front foot. But Bowden Barrett, he gets the ball. He runs into one of the Chiefs defenders as he's getting tackled. In fact, I think he gets the ball from a high kick inside his zone 22, and it was really good pressure from the Chiefs as well. So he's just like not able to like return the kick. He runs into the tackler, flips the ball out the back to Talea. Talea runs through a gap. And he's bolting down the field. He links up with the Rico Ioane. I thought for sure he was through, but Rico he gets caught. Rico Ioane gets caught on bootlaces. He falls down, and then the Chiefs are scrambling back for defense. The Blues gets there. Bowden Barrett gets the ball, sees the wide open crossfield space, crossfield kick, and then who was it? I think it was Robinson catches the bounce on the crossfield kick, dots the ball down for the second try for the Blues. So, like, literally, you could not believe this. The Chiefs were just, like, on the front foot, and suddenly the Blues scores a try. And then suddenly the Blues pulls the points further ahead, 20 points to nil. And then the Chiefs empties their bench on the 55th minute. On the 60th minute, the Chiefs, again, really pounding pressure on the Blues try line. And then there was just basically the Blues defense was scrambling everywhere. The Chiefs were like almost looking like they got over the ball. Like literally the commentators like this open space out wide. Surely this is gonna be a try. There was just like 3 people out wide, or like 2 or 3 people out wide, open space. Like the Blues defense was non-existent. The ball gets out. The Chiefs try to pass them out to the winger, and then I think this was their inside center from the Chiefs. Throws a pass to the winger, and he threw it into the stands. I mean, like, if you're a Chiefs fan, you will be furious. That was just embarrassing. Like, open field for the winger to work with. He throws it into the stands. So yeah, this was super bad. And anyway, the game wasn't over. The Chiefs still had an opportunity here, right? So I think the Blues had a line out or something. And then the Chiefs actually were able to actually steal the Blues lineout, so the Blues wasn't going so well. So the Chiefs will just again put it back, pressure straight back onto the Blues, start attacking. There was again space out wide on the edges. The Chiefs this time good hands to the ball to the winger. The winger gets the ball. He runs in. He slides into the corner, right? And then it looked like he was over the try line, but instead of just having the ball on the ground, he went like this. He lifted a hand up and then tried to like place it, the ball. Like if he just had his hand on the ground and just had the momentum carried him through, he would have been in, right? But he wanted to, I don't know why, he lifted his hand up to place the ball over the try line instead of just sliding onto the try line. Just that tiny bit of the lift, his other elbow slided onto the try line, onto the sideline. So again, this was literally, you can see it, like he was placing the ball down, and there was literally like an inch before the ball touched the ground when his elbow scraped the sideline. And it was just like, oh my god, you could not believe this. Like if he didn't lift the ball up, he just had the ball on the ground for the whole duration when it was sliding, this would have been a try. But he lifted it up to do this like unnecessary movement to place the ball down, allowed his elbow to slide into touch. Oh my god, this has to be like, oh my god. So this was so weird. And then the Blues, after this, the Blues, in the last 10 minutes, Blues gets another yellow card for repeated penalties again. So surely the Chiefs can score something before the end of the match, right? This is another yellow card. And then just really good game management by Perofeta. Really good game management by Bowden Barrett. And then, in fact, the Blues had to go down to an uncontested scrum due to a HIA. In fact, this is actually a mistake here by the referee. The Blues should have gone down to 13 players here. Because we saw something like this with Italy when one of the... no, maybe not, because this was a HIA. So the HIA caused the scrum to go uncontested. So the Blues didn't lose another player. 14 players, uncontested scrums. Kind of helped the Blues a little bit. But on the 73rd minute, whilst the Blues... Did they have the yellow card back? Maybe may not have the yellow card back yet. Another huge play with Bowden Barrett. The Blues basically was inside the Chiefs for a line out. They throw the ball in. They basically had a couple plays. Bowden Barrett gets the ball, and he saw the rush defense coming up to cut out to push it up on him and his center. Just throw this beautiful over the top ball straight into Lamb. AJ Lamb just got onto the field, into his breadbasket, runs into the corner. Third try for the Blues, bonus point try, 25 points to nil. And so for the last 8 minutes, the Chiefs was just basically running to brick wall, not able to score. Their reserves started getting tired. They absolutely threw everything at the Blues and could not score a single point. This was like, if you ever had one of those, like, you've ever played like board games or something where you roll dices, this was like rolling 5 sixes in a row. Someone rolling like, rolling the six-sided dice 5 times in a row, sixes. Like, it was just unbelievable how the Chiefs not able to win this, not able to get any points on this game. It was just, one of the most bizarrest games I've ever seen. If you look at the stats, actually really close. 378 run minutes for the Chiefs, 384 for the Blues, 16 turnovers to the Chiefs, 14 turnovers against the Blues. Not that much of a difference. Tackle count as well. 116 tackles for the Chiefs. The Chiefs had more attacking opportunities, 16 missed tackles, so it's not like the Chiefs were doing really poor in tackling. Blues, 158 tackles, way more than the Chiefs, 20 missed tackles, not like too crazy either. Kicks in play. The Blues won the kicking game here. 22 kicks to the 17 to the Chiefs. And Bowden Barrett just really managed that game. Showed that his international caliber. Showed why he was the king of the number 10s last year. And penalty count. 11 penalties to the Chiefs. 14 to the Blues. 3 yellow cards for the Blues against the Blues. And the Chiefs was not able to score a single point. This was just one of those most bizarre games. If you tell me that the Chiefs played a Blues team that had no yellow cards to not be able to score a single point, I already thought that's like a miracle, right? To go against 14 players and 13 players at some point, at one point of the game, still able to come up with a single point for the Chiefs. Man, I don't know what this is. This is like a miracle. I don't know what it is. You tell me what it is. And thank you for watching, guys. I really do appreciate you being here. Like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know your thoughts in the comments. And I'll see you guys a bit later for the final game of the week, the Australian side. Cheers.